Yo, it's your boy Casual Rail with the Silent A podcast. And man, we're back with another one. All right, now, this is just a quick fight recap from the weekend. It was definitely an entertaining weekend. We had a lot of fun. Not the greatest, classic weekend of boxing, but it was definitely something to be entertained about. We had three decent cards that happened over the weekend, and we're just going to hit a quick fight recap. We ain't going to hold you guys long. And to start it off, we want to say thank you to each and every one of you that came out this past Saturday and kicked it with us for the Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva fight card, that pay-per-view. That was our most successful live stream so far as we're just getting started. But we had a lot of you come in, a lot of comments. We went back and forth. We talked the fights. We talked betting. We went back and forth on everything. And we want to thank each and every one of you for coming out that Saturday, because you could have been doing something else, been at another podcast. But you came with us, you kicked it with us, and like we always say, the casuals are taking over, and we thank each and every one of you for helping us out with that, and always hitting that like button and subscribing, man. We're going up real quick and we're moving fast. Again, thank each and every one of you. Let's get into it. So first and foremost, like we already talked about, Jake Paul, Anderson Silva. That was the fight card for the night, the most entertaining fight card of the night as well. So we're going to hit two of the fights on that. Again, we're going to keep this short, sweet, straight to the point. As y'all know, Uriah Hall versus Le'Veon Bell was the pretty much co-main-ish type event, or the bigger fight on that card. It wasn't actually the co-main or the fight up, but it was definitely a good one. And with that said, you had an okay fight between those two. Everybody expected more, especially with two big guys getting in there at their weight, 200 plus, and fighting it out. So, especially based on the knockouts that Le'Veon just had on his last fight. But with that said, the two kind of went back and forth. It's what you could expect for a true amateur-ish type fight, and there wasn't much action in there at all. But credit to both men still stepping in that ring and giving it their all, especially for Le'Veon for taking on such a task of fighting a former MMA star in Uriah, who did win the fight, by the way. Uriah won the fight. And again, giving them both credit, both men stepping there, trying something new, making things happen. And that's the most we can say about that fight. Now, moving on to the main card, as you already know, Anderson Silva and Jake Paul gave us an entertaining fight, better than I thought it was. If you look at our fight preview before that, we had predicted Jake Paul to do a knockout. But for you who joined us for the live stream, you actually caught us changing as we had our conversation comments, and that's the beauty of the live stream, live fight chat. We're going back and forth with each other and everybody exchanging ideas. We actually changed it prior to the fight card happening, that we actually predicted Jake Paul winning by decision. And many of us went back and forth on that and argued. We were surprised that actually happened, or surprised that we at the Silent A podcast bet it that way and why. And we gave our reasonings throughout the live chat. Check that out. We'll give you full details in that live stream. We're not going to hit everything this time, but with that said, we got to the bag. We got it right. Decision in the favor of Jake Paul, beating Anderson Silva, who showed Jake Paul showing he's a dog, man. He's there. He's a real fighter. You can say what you want to say about him, about being a YouTuber and all this. It takes a real man to lace up them gloves, get in that ring, and more importantly, to fight to the end. Because he impressed me being able to fight to the end. I thought he was going to tire out. He was tired, but I thought he was going to pretty much give up in the late rounds, and that he needed the knockout early to get the victory. But he showed me different. He showed me he could bite down. He showed me he's a dog, and got a knockdown in the last round, round 8, which won him the fight because it was tight. It was close. So showing that he can bite down in such a tough fight, it was close. No matter what the scorecard said, that was a close fight. Anderson Silva was pressing, who proved me wrong. I thought he was going to be too up in age. He was actually the more aggressive fighter the entire night, pressing with the strong jab and a sneaky little uppercut in there from time to time. But overall, he was pressing the action with multiple combinations and actually getting slick in there. At one point, he actually tapped his shoe. Man, tapped his shoe, went down and went back up, and just catching Jake, man, all in the corner. All in all, like we said, very entertaining fight. Went way different than what we thought it was going to go originally when we did our first fight predictions the night before. But with that said, we're glad we got it right as we slept on it and went back and forth with you guys and changed it up, and we still got it right at the end. Decision. We got to the bag. Hey, you guys, I'm telling you, you got to bet with us, mess with us, get these predictions right. You get to the bag like we did on that with that Jake Paul decision. With that said, all in all, tell us what you think about the Jake Paul and Anderson Silva fight. Again, we're going to hold you long on that. Everybody already knows what happened. Unanimous decision for Jake Paul. Amazing knockdown at the in the final round there in round 8. Entertaining. There is some controversy about the knockdown, and we've already seen it. We ain't entertaining that bullshit of it's rigged. Come on, you guys saying it's rigged. Basically, you're insulting Anderson Silva that he doesn't have enough integrity to go out there and actually do a real fight, and he sold himself out for some money to get knocked down and beat by a YouTuber. He was the fight. He still was probably going to lose that fight on the cards. There was no reason for him to take the bag and get knocked down too, and quote unquote embarrassed. You guys sound silly talking that BS. That was rigged. No, the man got caught. It's late. The man's in his upper 40s. Legs get tired. He got caught clean. Wasn't a whole lot of power, but he got caught clean. And any guys that watch boxing know you get caught the right way and your stance is off, you're going down. It was a flash knockdown. He wasn't crazy hurt, but Jake pulled it out at the right time. That's what happened. Timing, and it happens all the time in boxing. It is what it is. Leave them conspiracy theories alone. Come on, man. Give the man his credit. He bit down on the gum shield and pulled out the victory. All right. Enough said on that. Like we said, entertaining fight all the way around. Next up, we got the Lomachenko and Jermaine Ortiz fight. A fight that on paper didn't look that great, but when it was all said and done, that was an amazingly tight, close, and competitive fight in a true boxing match. What it showed was Loma is going to have problems in the 135 division when he runs up to a good talent, and especially a great talent of anyone who is a true 135 pounder or even heavier. That size, it matters. It matters in these weight divisions, and especially when you got that good, strong young fighter, as you saw in Ortiz that night, who has talent and the size to earn Loma's respect. Yes, Loma's the Matrix. He's talented. All these amateur wins and everything that he's done, he's a great talent. Yes, we know that he's one of the greats. But with that said, he ran into a young talent who is definitely better than most expected to see, and actually show that he belongs in there himself and is actually a true contender in that division, and that being Ortiz. With that said, the fight was close. They went back and forth. Definitely a chess match. Ortiz actually kind of lost the fight for himself by not putting on the gas towards the end. He looked like he was a little tired and maybe thought he won more rounds than he did, and kind of let up off the gas at the wrong time when Loma is known for taking over the late rounds. He showed that even in his loss to Teofimo Lopez. Loma was actually putting on at the end of that fight and putting some damage in on Lopez. And Lopez kind of luckily got out that fight. Yeah, he won it for sure. It was unanimous and everything, and he was hurting on Loma early in them rounds. But Loma was pouring on at the end, and Ortiz probably should have learned from that fight and a couple other fights that Loma has, that Loma turns it on at the end. He's got a good tank on him, got good stamina, and he puts on at the end. And unfortunately, that's what happened to the young fighter. He will take that hopefully as a lesson. Keep pushing, keep going. You know what I'm saying? But with that said, the most entertaining part of that fight was Devin the Dream Haney being on the side. I was about to say court side, but being ringside and stepping in that ring. And he wants all that smoke, all the smoke. So we're going to have another separate video in regards to Devin the Dream Haney taking on Lomachenko. We do think that is signed, sealed, and delivered. So stay tuned. We'll give you the update and blow by blow for that. But with that said, that was probably the most entertaining of the top ranked card for that night. Is actually Devin not only showing up to the fight to watch, but actually getting in that ring as the undisputed champion, 135-pound division, and challenging Loma the Matrix, Lomachenko, to a fight. That's a true champion, true warrior, and that would be a hell of a fight. And we will probably try to get in the building for that one for sure. When that does go down, because both of those men are true champions and true fighters, and hey, they're on the same network, so it's definitely going to happen. But like I said, we'll give you more details on that in a separate video. Again, congrats to Loma for his victory there. And then finally, across the pond, we had Katie Taylor defending her title against Kurabal. I hope I'm saying that right. Again, another decent scrap, but overall, Katie continuing to show her dominance. I really thought that her and that Serrano they should have ran that back. Personally, I thought it was I thought Serrano had kind of pulled it out, but a draw would have been nice. But I really wanted to see that rematch. Really want to see that rematch between them. But all in all said, decent card that DAZN had put on over there for the on the UK side. And again, Katie, dominant performance. She's still doing the thing. She's one of the top, one of the best to do it in the women's boxing. To me, right after Clarissa Shields. Clarissa Shields clearly the GOAT after what amazing performance she put on a couple weeks ago in her fights. And 3-division undisputed champion. So, but that's not bad company to be with. So, Katie, keep doing your thing over there. Stay doing what you're doing. Keep pressing. And I want to see that Serrano fight. So make that happen, girl. All in all, that good fight weekend. Good breakdowns that we had. Again, we appreciate each and every one of you that did come out for the live fight chat again for the Jake Paul and Anderson Silva fight. If you missed it, you missed a great time. We had great comments back and forth, but don't worry, you can catch it still on our channel. Just go back, rewatch. You can see our live live chats and everything, and you can skip through and get straight to what you want to see and see the conversations that we had. But all in all, again, appreciate you guys. It's your boy Casual Rail with the Silent A podcast. The casuals are taking over. Hit that like button and subscribe. Stay tuned. We're going to keep bringing more, and more. See you guys.